Today I'm going to be doing a response to DjVlad's most recent video, his actual interview with Boozy, I think that's what his name is. I don't know, he's some rapper. I don't listen to him, I don't follow him, but the reason I'm doing this video is because ever since DjVlad came out with a tweet saying, "I fully support reparations, possibly in the form of a college education," he has gotten a lot of backlash. And I will say this, I was one of those people who gave him some pushback on that one. And one of the things that I had responded to Vlad was, why not just give us the money and let us decide what the hell we're going to do with it? But ever since then, ever since all this pushback he has received, he has been doing constant damage control on that tweet. And you're going to see him do it again in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and play this video and give you my commentary as I go along.
Alright, so last question. What do you think about reparations?
Who?
I think it's well overdue. I think it is well overdue in this country to the descendants of slaves. And before all you trolls start saying, "Oh, well, we've already given you reparations in the form of welfare and everything in between," well, let's first clear the air. Welfare is not reparations. That's why we call it welfare. And secondly, black people are not the ones who are the welfare babies. You know, despite what they portray in movies and despite what y'all all like to talk to each other about, we are not the ones on welfare like that. In fact, it's actually mainly white women who use welfare.
Reparations.
What that is?
That's the government giving money back to the descendants of American slaves based on what happened to them.
So they gonna give us money back? Everybody, you own the whole world. You know everybody black. If you saying it like that, reparation, and they can pay everybody, bro. They can pay everybody back. Just give all the black people money for. That's how I feel. If that's reparations, that's the reparations I'm gonna see. Everybody who black, ancestors black, deserve a check. You know, you gotta forget, Vlad. At the end of the year, they rip up hundreds of millions of dollars, bro, and throw it away. You can throw that to the black people for all the slavery. That'll be some real shit. I'd do that if I was president. I definitely would do that for our ancestors, dog. So
Shoot, I'd do it too. Maybe I should run, y'all. I mean, maybe I should put out a campaign that says, "Safe brother for president." What do y'all think? Leave your comments and leave your answers in the comments section, please.
we can reap what they've been through. That'll be some nice shit, dog. Real.
Well, yeah. Considering what America did to black people, I'm 100%.
Did and continues to do to this day. You know, being shot up in our own homes, having a bunch of white androgynous looking women constantly recording us and calling the police on us, having, you know, school officials cutting our hair off, being denied loans in this country, all the redlining, all of the college rejections that are going to wealthy, white, privileged individuals that don't deserve it. And the list goes on and on. You know, we've had just recently another molestation case of an older man trying to solicit a black teenage girl. Just recently, a few hours ago, this story broke. So, I mean, yeah, not just for the past, but for all of the things that have happened since then as a result of that initial sin of slavery.
For reparations.
How we got, and we never got paid back. We never got paid.
No.
We never, you let us in a school that was still fucking racist. You let us in a school that was still fucking racist, regardless. You gave us cocaine and all these drugs to deteriorate our whole community. We fucked. We should get some money. We been getting fucked. We been getting fucked.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, and all the mass incarceration all over little shit, or over having a bag of weed. Wow, I mean, there's a major opioid epidemic right now going on throughout this country, and it's being treated as a public health crisis. That's not the way they treated us during the crack epidemic. This wasn't treated as a public health crisis. There are safe injection sites that are popping up all throughout this country now. They weren't giving us that. They weren't giving my people Narcan whenever they had overdoses, and they've had Narcan for decades now. And all of this is due to all of the structures and systems of racism that they have created, and they still maintain, even though all of these things have supposedly changed and all of these laws are supposed to be fair and equal now. They really not. They have an unwritten code among their own people that is still maintained to this day.
And historically, the Japanese got reparations because they were put in camps during World War II. Native Americans got reparations. That's why you see all the Indian casinos and stuff like that.
Yeah, and there's not a single American that is alive today that was alive hundreds of years ago. So, and many of their arguments against black people getting reparations is that no black American alive today was alive hundreds of years ago. I could say the same thing about them. In fact, I could say the same thing about a lot of Jews. Most descendants of Jewish Holocaust survivors were not alive when the Holocaust was going on. In fact, there are very few Holocaust survivors living in 2020.
But black people never got reparations. And I remember
Indians get money, bro. Indians get checks.
Yeah.
Indians get checks. Yeah, Indians get fucking checks from the government.
They also get tribal land, casinos, free college, free housing. They also are a protected class in the United States. That's something that we have yet to achieve yet.
They get fucking checks. Why the black man don't... See, Vlad, I'm finna fuck with this. I kind of feel some type of way about this pussy shit. My Indian partner, they get checks. Why the fuck we don't get checks? We built every motherfucking plantation out. We built every motherfucking thing.
Yeah, we built every institution too. Things like J.P. Morgan. We built damn near all the universities out here. And yeah, DjVlad's idea is to some extent being implemented. In fact, I watched a PBS special where a 65-year-old woman accepted reparations as a form of a college education, but in my mind, she got screwed over. And, I don't mean to sound prejudiced or even, just prejudice in general or ageist, but you have to ask yourself a realistic question. What good is an education gonna do someone at the age of 65? They are beyond the prime working years. That's not gonna do them a lot of good. If I were her, I would have taken the money.
Why the fucking black people? And we got whooped, beat, our people got killed, shot down. Yeah, and it's still going on to this day. Fuck. We still getting shot down by the new clan. The dirty cops. Fuck. Cops ain't pulling over, shooting over white kid and Chinese kid. They pulling over, shooting us. Yeah, it's still going down. This shit just calculated now. Shit. They still hunting our motherfucking ass.
I agree. And a couple months ago, I felt some type of way about it. I woke up and I was feeling some type of way about this. And I started doing some research, and it said that 70% of Americans are against cash reparations.
And that's fine. You know, every time they deny us reparations, we're going to deny them something. In the case of the Democratic Party, which none of them really are for reparations, like Pete Buttigieg, I saw that little summit I think he went to not long ago, where he was asked a question by the moderator about Hispanics receiving reparations for being separated at the border from their children. He said yes. But when asked the same question about black people, specifically the descendants of slaves receiving reparations, he said he supports H.R. 40, which we know is nothing more than a study. So that's one way we can definitely impact them. Another way, right now especially, because the U.S. is heading for war after the whole assassination of Qasem Soleimani. If they decide to draft us, we could pull a Muhammad Ali and say, hell no. We're not fighting in your wars. We've fought in every single war that the U.S. has had, and we are still not free. That's another way we can fight back, just by not fighting their wars.
Black people. So I did a tweet and I said, I fully support reparations for black people in America, possibly in the form of a free education.
Well, does it have to be a free education? Why not just give us the money and let us decide what we're going to do with it? Whether we decide to have an education or not, whether we decide to blow it on Jordans or cars or whatever we spend it on is irrelevant. That's irrelevant. I mean, if you're not going to offer this same thing to every other group who's received reparations, you shouldn't offer it to us.
And a bunch of people got upset with me, saying, no, we want cash, education's not going to do it.
Yeah, we want tangibles, things that are actually going to matter in this society.
But I know that the cash is not coming in our lifetime. But an education is something that may come in our lifetime. What are your thoughts?
Well, not all of us are uneducated. Not all of us are uneducated 18-year-olds out here. Many of us are educated, especially black women. Black women have been getting their degrees up the wazoo for the past decade now. So what are you going to offer them? Another education? Another degree? I mean, college is not for everybody, Vlad. I mean, especially with all of these scandals that have been happening with Varsity Blues, you should know this better than anyone.
It's about that.
We need money.
Yep.
You slide that education in with it.
Damn right.
But we need money. Everybody need fucking money. All the money they shredding up, all that supposed to go to black people. Cause my Indian partners, them get chicks. Real shit. So we supposed to get money, man.
Exactly.
We supposed to get money every motherfucking 2 weeks. Or every motherfucking quarter. We supposed to get money. We been through some. Ain't no race been through more shit than black people. You can't name one race been through more stuff than black.
And you can't. You can't. But anyways, that's all I've got for y'all today. Please leave your comment, like, and subscribe. Have a good day, night, morning, evening, wherever you're at in this world. Peace and love always. Bye-bye.